Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and also turn on notifications, as well as follow me on Twitter. It's Mr. Yo-Yo YTT, and then follow me on Instagram. It's Mr. Yo-Yo YTS. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoy the video, and I will see you guys later. Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video, and today, guys, I'm going to bring you the recap from the MLB The Show 19 developer streams from the Valentine's Day 2019, which was yesterday. I'm going to bring you guys everything that they covered in the two live streams in terms of defensive and offensive improvements. Anyway, let's get into it. So, we're going to start off with the legends. There were two new legends added. The first one was Pudge, aka Ivan Rodriguez. He was a catcher for the Texas Rangers and a Hall of Famer. He is going to be in MLB The Show 19, as well as Jimmie Foxx. He was a infielder for the Boston Red Sox, big power numbers, and he is a Hall of Famer as well. So two new Hall of Famers have been added to the show, and I really like these additions, and Pudge will be a good addition now. That's, and they also, I believe, confirmed Jason Kendall, and then in the gameplay trailer they had Christy Mathewson as well as Ty Cobb. So yeah, and then I believe Jason Kendall was in that live stream as well. So guys, there is going to be a lot of great stuff coming to the show this year with legends. I'm very, very excited to see how these guys play. Obviously, Pudge is going to have a great arm as well, one of the best catchers of his time. So yeah, very, very good additions there. Now moving on to defensive adjustments, we're going to start that out here. So the first thing that they covered in the live stream is playing out of position. Now this was a big thing. I believe in MLB The Show 17, you could play anybody who you wanted at first base and you wouldn't get burned for it. Well, now in MLB The Show 19, you will cause a lot of errors if you play an outfielder or somebody who's not meant to play first base at first base. As they showed, they, I believe, had Jonathan Lucroy playing shortstop and Zach Cozart or catcher or something like that. And Jonathan Lucroy essentially threw the ball and the first baseman dropped it. So essentially what will happen is if you have a guy playing shortstop that's meant to be a catcher, it will not turn out so well for you. And then also they added a little icon under the players, as like with Zach Cozart, for example. They had I believe a silver fielding under it, a silver badge. Basically, this shows the fielding class that they're in, and then for like in Andrelton Simmons, it was diamond, etc., etc. So fielding is going to matter way more this year. They also did show the comparison between JD Martinez and Alex Gordon. JD Martinez has a 40-something fielding compared to Alex Gordon, who has a 90 fielding, and it was shown in the live stream that JD Martinez, basically when a ball was hit to his side of the field, he got a late jump on it. So it really shows that, fielding matters a lot in this year's game. So definitely watch out, because if you use a guy like JD Martinez in left field, you could get burnt and it will not be a fun time for you. The next thing they did, which I really, really like, is that the base running exploits have been essentially killed off. So what happened is, last year in the show, basically, if a guy was rounding third and coming for home, like let's say you got a guy out at second or something like that, there will be a bit of a delay throwing to home. But now these new animations have been added in to where base running exploits are basically dead at this point. So that means that you won't get burned. And honestly, I really, really like this from the show, because with this, it can essentially make the game better. There will be no base running exploits. And overall, I really, really like it. I think it's a great addition for the show. And yeah. And then another thing we have to talk about is new animations. So we saw in the trailer, there was a play with Dansby Swanson, who has great fielding. Basically, there will be a delay for tagging and throwing the ball. Well, what Swanson did was, there was a guy coming to second. He tagged the guy sliding into second, and then he threw the ball home and got the guy out. So essentially what this is going to be is, there are new animations in the show this year, and it's going to allow for, as I said before, no base running exploits. They're basically dead right now, so I'm really, really happy about the show for doing that. Props to the show. Now, we're going to move on to pitching. So, for pitching, what they did was, they ended up saying that the higher difficulty you play on, essentially, the higher pitch speeds are going to be. So, or the faster pitches are going to be, and it's going to be harder to hit the ball. So let's say if you play on rookie, for example, pitches are going to be somewhat slow and easy to catch up on. Yet when you move to Hall of Fame or Legend, it's going to be much, much harder to hit the ball. And I think this is really good because pitch speed was a problem last year. You know, you wanted guys with a lot of break because velocity didn't really mean much. But the show is making a change, which I really, really like. And I just like it, man. I think it's a great addition to the show this year. And I love how San Diego Studios is addressing this and fixing it for the new game. Alright, and then another thing about pitchers that they talked about in the live stream was they're going to get hit by comebackers less. So the last few years, pitchers have been essentially destroyed by comebackers, and usually the ball will hit the pitcher and the guy will be safe at first. But now in the show, there's going to be less comebackers, or pitchers are going to be hit less by comebackers, and they're going to be able to field the ball better this year, which I think is really good, because one of the problems with the show is that, you know, pitchers get hit by comebackers and they essentially take like forever to throw the ball. Yet now what's going to happen is, with this new implementation of the show, it's basically going to make fielding a lot better. I like the overhaul that they had on fielding. I just think it's really, really good. I love it. I love it. Now, the final thing that I want to touch up on is contact hitters this year. They will be more valuable, as in the live stream they showed Wade Boggs, for example, who has a very high contact, you know, some power, not a lot though, but he was hitting straight line drives into the gap. While contact hitters this year, they weren't really valuable. Like guys like Karud were not essential, but now in next year's game, you're going to want a lot of contact as well as power, because that way you'll be able to hit the ball better and it'll just be better. You know, essentially power guys have been sort of nerfed, and it basically makes contact mean much more in the show, which I think is really, really good, because there were cards like Tony Gwynn and all that which were released, and it really didn't make sense to get them because they just didn't play good. So I really, really like how the show edited the stuff this year. I really like it. And that was it for the developer streams. So guys, I will come back to you next week talking about Road to the Show. But anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, smash a like. Let's try to smash 5 likes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.